And the fact that he has such a troubled relationship with his daughter, and that his daughter and he are not that far apart in age, and the fact that, you know, he has a 4 or 5 year old grandson was a very important part of his journey, and it becomes a very important part of his journey through the film. And I certainly didn't have any trouble with it. I rather relished the idea. I think if anyone's going to ever have a first daughter, Emilia Clarke's a pretty good place to start. Am I enjoying? Yeah, the work I've done in the last few years, I'm really enjoying. It's nice to be able to. I think that parts can get more and more interesting, more and more challenging. Well, it depends which ones you take, really, I suppose, at any age. But certainly, in my experience, the last few years, there have been a few more interesting roles available, yeah.
You're both great actors, and yet so different. Was there anything, when it comes to acting skills, that you learned from each other?
Well, I guarantee I did learn a huge amount from Jude, and I'm sure
what not
he
to
learned
do.
absolutely nothing from me.
I think every actor you work with, we were talking about this at lunch actually, I think everyone you work with, you learn something from. Sometimes it's a very extraordinary experience acting opposite someone, and if you've never acted or you've never done it, it's a hard one to explain. I think the closest you can, it's like dancing with someone, and you don't get to dance with many people, but you always pick up something from them. It's a very intimate experience. It's an amazing experience of trust. It's always shocking. You see something of them that you don't see if you just sit and meet and have a cup of tea. It's an extraordinary exchange, and you can't help but walk away. And sometimes subconsciously you learn what never to do, and sometimes you learn what you want to do.
Thank you.
Well, I think it's just going along what everyone else has been saying. Richard wrote an incredible script that it's rare that you get one of those scripts where you read in one sitting without even thinking about it, without even blinking, and it was just beautiful. And the part of Evie was to sort of get to play someone who is so incredibly kind of angry, but resilient, but still kind of capable of love for Dom, and getting to be Dom's daughter was just kind of a challenge that I wanted to grab with both hands. So yeah, when you get scripts like this, it's just lucky to be able to be given the part.
Richard, maybe you can just follow up quickly on the casting and that. I know you casted Richard first,
but this is interesting in that we were prepping in London, and Jude was in London at the time, and he said to me, you know, when you start figuring out the people that you're interested in, I'd love to come and read with them if they're going to audition. And I thought that was an incredibly great gesture, because obviously to have that opportunity to see the chemistry at that moment and to hear his opinion, and I really had wanted Emilia, and she came in with a few people, but it was sort of very clear that you bought them as a father and daughter, and that they almost instantaneously, you felt that they got it. You know, Dom, Jude refers to his daughter when we were talking about Evelyn's character as his kryptonite, like she breaks his heart. And so we were looking for, you know, someone who had a sensitivity as an actor, as a human being, who was tough. And honestly, you know, I was thrilled that Emilia walked in. And when we were able to do that, we just sort of, I mean, she left the room and Jude was like, it's got to be her. And we called you back.
That was amazing. That was a very good day. Literally call me back that day.
Yeah, I found it annoying that actors have to find out from their agent that they get a part. Why does this fucking agent get to tell them this news when I've given... So we called Emilia back and had her sit down, and we said, we want you to be in the movie.
And if Jude Law could just always tell me when I've got the part, that'd be great. So it's a good.
Yeah, but you use the same thing if you don't want them. Are you then happy for the agent to say, we don't want you?
I call every actor in, and I say, sorry.
I don't want you.
I don't want you. Jude doesn't want you. That's what I say, which is weird when...